guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing an apartment renovation of Stonestreet Apartments number 3 in Grims Quarry. I have done number 4, which is the one next door. I think that was the filthy apartment, but today I am renovating this apartment to fit 8 Sims. I love some squished spaces in the Sims. I think I've done an 8 Sim tiny house, an 8 Sim starter house. I can't remember if I've done an 8 Sim apartment before in San Myshuno, but I thought I would do that in these apartments since a lot of them are more average sized than the ones in San Myshuno. I feel like we have a couple small ones, but most of them are just enormous and I don't know how to build there. So I'm so glad that we got new apartments with this latest expansion pack. So this apartment ends up being for 2 parents, 4 kids/teens. You can choose which fits best, a toddler and a baby. So, I mean, some of that can be moved around. I think you can maneuver it so you have 2 toddlers or more than that. You can just swap out beds as needed, but this can fit 8 Sims in it, which was pretty exciting. And then this kitchen. I think we all know at this point that this is one of my favorite countertops, and I've been lately using the Jungle Adventure ones more than anything. And I tried to use a different swatch of these, but I came back to this bright, cheerful, yellowy orange color because it's just so pretty. And there's just something about it that screams family house to me. And since I was making an 8 Sim apartment, that's, quite a large family home. So I had to use it. And then I used this matching table that came with Parenthood as well. And I think I ended up going with these chairs from Tiny Living in the end. I tried a few different chairs. I cut most of that out, but I really like these, especially in this swatch where the legs are a darker color. I really wished that the cushions in the first one I put down with the blue on them matched the bluish purple in the kitchen a little bit better, but it didn't, and that's okay. But just adding tons of clutter. I wanted to make it look lived in, but not too messy. And I think I achieved that. So we have a basketball on the dining room table because that's where that belongs. And, some sauces and a bread box and, just lived in clutter. I thought it would be a fun idea since there are 8 Sims in this household and therefore you can't fit any more, that maybe the kids really want a cat. And so the parents' solution to that was, we'll get a cat calendar. You'll just see a different kitty every month. That's our cat. Because technically you couldn't have one in this house anyway without mods. But I just loved that idea. But anyway, moving on into the living space, I absolutely adore this wallpaper that came with Eco Lifestyle that has like the split paint. There's a bunch of different swatches. Most of them are more bright than this one, but I really loved this muted blue. And it worked really nicely with these sofas. I feel like it's a little overwhelmingly blue in here, but we do fix that in a little bit. It still has a pretty strong blue color scheme, but I thought it was just a little too much. I did use this chair from the pack with the stripe down the middle. I think it's a really cool piece of furniture. And then I decided to put these ottomans in the middle, kind of like a table, but it's also seating. You can have multiple Sims sitting in here, so there's plenty of seating for everybody in this household. Plus, I did imagine that one of the Sims was a baby, so they couldn't come in here anyway because they're still tied to their bassinets. I wonder if that's ever going to change. It'd be very fascinating if somebody's listening to this in the future and they're like, what? They were tied to their bassinets? When was that? That'd be lovely. I hope you're somebody in the future listening to this and babies are no longer objects, because that would be lovely. But anyway, I have some bookcases behind the sofas over here. They're a little bit more kid-friendly with lots of big books and containers, and I just thought it worked really well for this space because I did imagine this was a family. You could definitely do an 8 Sim household that wasn't for a family, maybe like 8 roommates or something. Actually, that would be really fun. Let me know if you guys would like to see that at some point in time, like an 8 Sim apartment that's for like roommates, maybe in San Myshuno, because there's some bigger apartments there. I think that could be a fun thing to do at some point, especially because I've been really into decorating apartments lately, even before we got these new ones. There's just something so fun about decorating apartments. I love building houses, the exterior landscaping and all of that. But then by the time I finish that, I'm like, I don't want to decorate the interior. But with apartments, it's just decorating, which is really fun. I think both aspects are fun. It's just doing both together sometimes can be a little bit daunting. But anyway, this is the bathroom. It just matches the color scheme of the kitchen. Nothing too, I almost said nothing too simple there. I meant nothing too complicated there. Exact opposite of what I said. Anyway, I just added a bunch of clutter in here. It took me probably 10 real life minutes to find some of the debug clutter I wanted on the sink. And that doesn't just happen to me with debug. It does happen more often with debug since you can't really search properly in there. You can't eye drop things. You can't find things easily. But I do that in regular categories as well. I will scroll up and down past the item that I'm looking for way, way too long, like an embarrassing amount of time. But it's a lot easier to do with debug. But I just wanted to have some makeup clutter and just like, there's 8 Sims in this household and there is 1 bathroom. So I wanted some stuff on the sink. And so I thought the makeup would be a good thing. Obviously, like toothbrushes, soap, all that kind of stuff. I found these little perfume bottles. I think I put a candle up there as well. And there's also laundry in this bathroom. There's a lot going on in this bathroom. And actually, right until the end of this build, I did forget to put a toddler potty, but I do eventually put that in here, and I put it in front of that tall cabinet that has the toilet paper in it, because that's not a functional item, it's just a decorative item, so I thought that was a good spot. But we're moving on to the first of the 3 bedrooms, and this is the one that is shared between 3 kids/teens, and it's very neutral at first. I don't know what I was thinking, but I do change the colors in here quite a bit later on, including in the middle of doing another room, deciding that the bed in the middle in this room needed to be red. So I was very indecisive with it, but it's kind of hard because I don't imagine all 3 of these Sims have the same personality and the same interests, like the same colors. So I was trying to have like a mix of styles, and there's like all kinds of crazy colors in the posters I hung up, but not making the walls clash with it, and it was a whole thing. It's kind of a mess, but I feel like if you're in an apartment and you live with 7 other Sims and you share a bedroom with 2 of those, your room is probably going to be all over the place. So that's definitely what I went for. I didn't want it to be dirty though. I thought about adding some of the floor clutter from Parenthood, like the backpack and the clothes everywhere, but I really didn't want that. I feel like this family has their stuff together, everything's organized, and that's what I went for. So there are shelves on either corner above the 2 end beds. Poor guy in the middle doesn't get shelves. So that kind of sucks. They just have a window, so they don't have any space that can be their stuff. But I imagine probably the shelves are shared between all 3. That's not necessarily what's above your bed is your stuff. But you could always change that kind of stuff. Or put shelves over the windows. So you could definitely do that. I just didn't in this. And I picked the bedrooms based on I wanted at least 1 window in each bedroom. You definitely don't have to do that, but I know in real life a lot of bedrooms or most bedrooms have windows. I don't mind not having windows in like living spaces and stuff like that. My apartment that I lived in before this one, we had a 1-bedroom apartment, and the only window in the entire apartment was in the bedroom. So it's realistic. And yeah, but I like the bedrooms to have windows. I feel like I'm just talking in circles at this point, but I haven't done a voiceover in like 5 days, I think. And fun fact, the more time you go without doing one, the more difficult it is to talk to yourself. So yeah, sorry about that. But this is the other kid's bedroom. This is for 1 child and 1 toddler. I love this new toddler bed. This is actually the 2nd time I am using it. I have another apartment coming out that has a toddler in it sometime this week. I have been working on a ton of builds in the last couple of days, just kind of relaxing, taking it easy, and building things that sound fun. And so I'm excited for you to see that. But this toddler bed, it's just so cute. And this room ends up being a little bit more neutral. It ends up being like beiges and greens, and I really like how it came out. And the amount of beds that came with this new pack is great because of all the fabricated ones, which you need cheats to access. But I mean, I'm always using cheats in my builds, so it's totally fine by me. And yeah, it has 1 window in the corner using this beautiful curtain, and then swapping out for that green bed and then this red bed in the other room. I think I just didn't want both bedrooms to have the same color bed, even though they were different frames, since there were so many children in this one household, and I wanted the furniture to be slightly cohesive. I still wanted like the same shape beds in the other room, so I only had so many color variants. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. This is the master bedroom. It just has a double bed and then a bassinet over in the corner. You could definitely swap that out for a toddler bed later down the line when you need it. There's space in here to do that. And if you had to, you could put like a single bed in here and have like the child sleep in here later on. Maybe you could renovate the living room to have a Murphy bed. There's definitely options. But we are coming to the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this. This will be up on the gallery. That information is down below. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.